He's a thief, hellspawn, and you will wait for Kaga's judgment. Now get back, arm, at me through Raversham, or I'll rip your damned throat out hour.
I can already hear you thinking, why would you do this? To that I have two answers. 1. Why not? And 2. Baldur's Gates. Get it? Get it? You get it? Anyway, there are only a few steps between us and everyone sounding like Bill Gates. First, we need to train the model, then we need to write a Python script, and lastly there are some mystery steps. Then we can play using this wonderful and definitely necessary mod. To train the model we need a few things. We obviously need a dataset, which I made from this behind the tech video. To train an actual model we use PyperTTS. PyperTTS allows us to fine-tune an actual existing text-to-speech model, making it much easier than having to train anything from scratch. Fine-tuning also means that we can get away with a much smaller dataset. I do need to give a quick shout out to both Sam and Thorsten Voice, who made some great tutorials on how PyperTTS works. If you are an idiot like me, making the dataset is an incredibly mind-numbing experience. Cut a clip, transcribe it in a file, save it as a WAV file, repeat. Over and over and over again. Could I have automated this? Yes. Did I? No. After doing this 50 times, I was so over it that the final dataset consists of 50 files. With the dataset out of the way, we can get started on the fun stuff, training the actual model. Like I said earlier, I picked PyperTTS because it makes it easier to fine-tune a model, thus saving me a lot of time and resources compared to training from scratch. I used the HFC male model as a base to fine-tune because out of all the available models it sounded the most like Gates.
A rainbow is a meteorological phenomenon that is caused by reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light in water droplets, resulting in a spectrum of light appearing in the sky.
From there we just follow the steps in the tutorials by Sam and Thorsten Voice and wait. Fine-tuning is not an exact science, so we need to listen to some test sentences produced by the model every once in a while to figure out if it is done training yet. After training for 17 epochs, the model already started to sound a bit like Gates.
Is caused by reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light in water droplets, resulting in a spectrum of light appearing in the sky.
1 epoch means that the model has seen all of our dataset, so this was after seeing all 50 samples in our dataset 17 times. Around 380 epochs later, it really started to sound like Gates, but it did still pronounce some words weirdly.
Are those shy Eurasian footwear cowboy chaps or jolly earth-moving headgear?
After a total of 500 epochs, it was still slurring some words, but overall it did get much better.
Are those shy Eurasian footwear cowboy chaps or jolly earth-moving headgear?
Then at epoch 3540, 755 epochs into training, it was no longer improving much. Thus, we finally arrived at our Gates model's final form.
A rainbow is a meteorological phenomenon that is caused by reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light in water droplets, resulting in a spectrum of light appearing in the sky. It takes the form of a multicolored circular arc. Rainbows caused by sunlight always appear in the section of sky directly opposite the sun.
Before we continue, I do feel the need to at least touch on the ethics for a bit. I know that creating a model like this is sketchy at best, but since you can still very much hear that this is not the real Bill Gates, I think it is probably okay. The next step is making a script that takes our model and uses it to generate the necessary phrases. But to do that, we first need to know what phrases we have to generate and how these files need to be called. And to know these things, we have to dive into the game files. To unpack the game files, we use Baldur's Gate 3 Modders Multitool. There are two types of files that we are interested in. The first is the English.loca file, which contains content UIDs and their corresponding text. The other type is the LSX files. These files contain content UIDs which are present in the English.loca file and link them to file names of the actual audio files. These audio files exist for every character in the game. Using these files we can make a Python script. First we create a dictionary that takes the English files and maps all the content UIDs to their corresponding lines of dialogue. Then we create a dictionary file from the LSX files which maps those content UIDs to their corresponding file names. These two dictionaries can then be used as follows. We iterate over the LSX dictionary. For every content UID in that dictionary, we check if it is also in our English dictionary. If it is, we get the text line and the file name from their respective dictionaries. Then we generate the dialogue using the text and file name as input. The number of files that we need to generate in this way is a grand total of 114,836. Running this script on WSL takes a while. More than a while even. So, pop quiz. How long do you think it took? A. 6 hours, B. 12 hours, C. 18 hours, or D. 24 hours? If you guessed A, well, I wish that was true. The actual correct answer is D. 24 hours. Yay! After this we are left with all of our dialogue files. The first sentence spoken at the start of the game is this one.
This is the pool that thing came from.
Our version of it sounds like this.
This is the pool that thing came from, the parasite now riding behind your eye.
With our WAV files in hand, there are still a few steps we need to take. First, we have to translate them into WEM files, which can be done using wwise. Just import the audio files, set them to WEM format and convert. wwise adds a string at the end of the converted files, so we create a quick Python script to get rid of those and done. Now all we need to do is get these files actually into the game. Easy, right? To pack the files we use the modder's multi-tool again. Just pack them, plop the resulting file in mod manager, load mod and start the game. Huh, I can't click anything. Maybe a new save will help? Just skip the intro and... oh goodness, what? Why do none of them have any clothes on? Get me out. Maybe if I just put the WEM files themselves in, it will work? No, not this again. I'm probably doing something wrong, so let's try again with just the first line and without the mod manager. Dang it, now it's just silence instead of a voice. Maybe there's something wrong with my generated files? Let's try again with a random voice line from the game itself instead. Nope, still silence. Perhaps my game is just broken? I need to test if someone else's mod works.
This is the pool that thing came from.
Huh, that's weird. That one works just fine. It can't be the modder's multi-tool, right? If that didn't work, it would probably say so on the GitHub page. But I better test it just to be sure, I guess. Take the mod that works, unpack it, repack it and put it into the game. And would you look at that? It doesn't work. Packing the mod with the multi-tool doesn't work. At this point you might be thinking, wow, she figured that out so quickly, good for her. Wrong. It took me 2 days to find out what was going wrong. 2 entire days. I thought I was going to have to throw it all away because nothing I did worked. But no, it was just the multi-tool that didn't work for me. And don't get me wrong, I am very grateful for this modder's multi-tool. Without it, this mod wouldn't exist. But I was a bit annoyed. Luckily for me, I found this repo after some searching. While it provides an entire toolkit to make an AI voice, I only need the packing of the WEM files into a mod part. Just throw the WEM files into the WEM directory, run the modpack file in the root directory and wait for a bit. Then, when we put the mod file into the game, it doesn't work. It doesn't work? Oh, oops. I do have to use the correct name. Just repeat the process and done.
This is the pool that thing came from, the parasite now riding behind your eye.
And it works! It works! I don't have to throw it all away, it works! And it's beautiful. Dare I say, the best thing I've ever made. Now we do it again for all of the files and there it is, the final mod. So large it had to be divided into 4 parts. But it's done. and it works. All that's left to do is enjoy it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful voice mod and our main protagonist, a man named Gil Bates.
This is the pool that thing came from, the parasite now riding behind your eye. Release that. We are here. We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend. Abomination. This is your end. Get me out of this damn thing. We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say. Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment. Tiny ink. Brawl, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape now. Take this ship, or sorry, it's your turn now. As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Or alive. I'm alive. How is this possible? Can anyone? Oops. Hello. I'm Yale Waterbeat. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. You don't happen to be clerk by any chance, do you? Doctor, surgeon, uncannily adroit with a knitting needle. Open the bloody gate. Nobody gets in. Deviler's orders. Amiable roach, revoke the blade and suffer its sting. There are children here, you fool. Go on, give me your best shot. HMPH, the famous Blade of Frontiers in the flesh. Clever, this hero act you've got going. Hero blade name strangers gave me. My friends call me Will. Excellent. If we ever become friends, I'll know what to call you. He's a thief, hellspawn, and you will wait for Kaga's judgment. Now get back, arm. Bat me through. M. Raversham, or I'll rip your damned throat that hour.